Airitoutradio, it's the queen internet radio. I am here with the one and only Siren. Yes! I thought you was going to be, I told you behind the scenes, I thought you was going to be super serious, like.
I'm serious and quiet if I don't like you, trust you, or there's one more, but I don't remember what it is. So if I don't love you, if I don't like you, or I don't trust you, I'm very quiet. If you fit in one of the other categories, then you'll get a whole nother side of me.
You are a preacher, a songwriter, singer, designer, rapper. I miss anything?
No, and if you did, I probably wouldn't bring it up. I got some secret stuff, but until that.
Ooh, we love a good secret. Now, how do you become a preacher? For somebody that doesn't know, are you a licensed preacher?
They had ministers in training, and I really didn't want to be in it. And my pastor at the time, he was like, I was leaving church, and he was like, and you better be in class tomorrow.
Wow.
Like, so
he forced you.
Yeah, kind of. Like, I knew I should be there, but I wasn't going to because I didn't want to do it. And we did class, and then 3 of us preached our trial sermons at the same time. And then a year later, I was made an evangelist and youth pastor. And then maybe like 2 years after that, they were going to make me an elder. And then some stuff had happened, and I needed to spend like time away. And then when my mom became pastor years later, I came back a preacher. Of course, now you can go online and get it in 10 minutes something. Mary J's on the cruise. I don't know, but I had to study to show myself approved personally.
Do you have to take a test and all that stuff to?
It probably depends. I know, because my mom was under like an affiliation when she came up. Mm-hmm. And they did. Like, they had to take a test, and I think they asked them questions and stuff, which probably wasn't a bad thing to do, because now we got rogue people out here. But I did not know. The trial sermon, I guess, was kind of the test in a way.
You backslide at any point in time? Or you still backsliding and you still...
If you mean backslide as in doing things I didn't have any business, mm-hmm. Absolutely. But I was always in church, though. Like, okay. I never left. I think all of us do. I think backsliding is more a state of leaving and staying away.
Is it hard for you to, like, be in this music world and then come back and be a preacher? And do they look at you weird? Like, what are you doing going to those clubs and events and stuff like that?
You know what's funny about me? People either don't know or they don't. Like, church has this wonderful way of being judgmental. That's not breaking news. Mm-hmm. and I don't care. So some of them feel like, because of how I look and all this, like, well, she was never really saved anyway, and I really don't care. Oh, and then you have people who see me rap and sing. You know what's interesting, though? Only place where people don't listen is church. Like, if I get up and rap and sing in church, they all act like we don't know what she's saying and she moves too much. But when I go to club, like, I've done things with you at clubs, mm-hmm. and people got up after me and was like, to the girl who just went, yo, I was listening to what you were saying, yo. They was like, yo, keep that up. They listen. Right. It's in God's house where they listen with eyes instead of their ears. So it's only hard because.
Do you think it's because you're young? And they looking at it like you're young and you got these little flashy clothes on, and it's
their issue is more so my presentation, like how I look, and then what I say. But
you're not even wearing nothing like.
No, but that's not the point.
Showing nothing.
And that's the point crazy. I try to get them to see. But they have a preference of how they want it to look. That's not my problem. Dang. I'm covered all the time. I'm just fly. If you have a problem with fly, you're going to die having a problem. Right. Like, I can't help you with that. But as far as just, like, respectful and all, and that's the disconnect. I could have been signed, like, 10 years ago. The mm-hmm. issue is gospel's afraid of me. R&B and hip-hop love me, but they like, we need you to, like, wear less clothes or wear lingerie. Yeah. Like,
you know what? Then again, I'm not really surprised by that. But, I because you are different. That's what we want. We want to see different. We say that.
I wish y'all was screaming louder because they don't. I think, because of the belief that they wanted to make history in music. Like, I thought people were looking for Michael Jackson. And, like, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. And when I started finally getting into it, I was like, oh, this is...
They don't want that.
No, they want... It's a mimic the gimmick.
Right.
So we know...
We want another such and such.
Yes, because we know that'll make the money.
Right.
And with me, it's like, I think they know... Somebody sat at a table and they told me, they was like, if you don't change how you dress, they was like, you'll be the greatest talent.
The crazy part is you dress fly and hair the people. I don't understand that.
They just want me in like a bra and booty shorts. That's all they, or lingerie. That's all they want. But the fact that I think I be fly and I think I'm different, and they just, that's not what they want. They want Nicki, Cardi, because they know that will sell.
Right.
And if they see my body, they're like, why don't you...
What are you doing?
They're like, why aren't you showing it? Well, I mean, you can't. It's wild. That's the disconnect for me. The fact that I would have been on a long time ago if I just would have conformed to one of the sides how they wanted me to be, and I don't want to.
Why can't you do both?
I just want to be me.
Right. Did you ever think about just trying to pick one? No. Music
for me is... like therapy.
Okay.
Like, I've had like a nervous breakdown on stage and everybody just thought it was this super dope performance. Like, that's my safe space. Mm-hmm. So if I gotta either just do praise, to me, all genres is whack. All gospel is
she said whack?
Yeah. Oh. All gospel is like worship. All R&B and hip hop is the same. And so everybody sounds the same. Everything's... There are songs I heard and was like looking for and was looking under the wrong artist because they all sound the same and couldn't find the song because everybody's the same. So for me, I can't... Like, if they made me... If I decided to do gospel and they wanted me to be Miranda Curtis or Kiki Sheridan, I would be miserable. Right. If I decided to do hip hop and they wanted me to dress like Cardi and Megan and rap about sex, I would be miserable. If I did R&B and they made me be SZA, and this is the one place, my creativity is the one place where I'm okay. Mm-hmm. So I can't let people mess with that. So I'm waiting it out.
But did you ever hear anything about like get in the door and then do whatever you want?
I've heard that, but then people, like, they want me to go too far left.
Okay.
I really got to morph into something else. And then what I am is so, like, far from that that I'm afraid the audience that bought into that may not buy into who
is your audience? Who do you think your audience is?
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never really been sure.
You don't know yet?
I don't. Even, like, with clothes and everything, people be like, well, who's your audience?
Because I was going to ask you that, too, about the clothes.
I don't know. Like, I really don't. I don't know.
Because it's so unique and it's different. You hand paint a lot of stuff. I was looking at your page. You hand paint a lot of stuff. Because I seen the polka dots with the jacket. And I thought, like, it came like that. But you put the dots on there?
I know the black one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my God. That looks tedious.
The jeans and even the pink print, like, all of this. Like, I painted it. But it's just, like... I don't know. It's like home for me.
Right.
So that's
how long did it take you to do that?
The polka dot one? Mm-hmm. I don't remember. I was getting ready for a show, and I was in with my brother. I had never been like so like excited and depressed at the same time because I had stuff all over my air mattress because I was living in the office room because I got evicted.
Oh no!
And I had everything everywhere, so I was working on like 4 or 5 pieces of clothing all at the same time. And then when this would dry, I would go back to this one. And then while that was drying, I was working. So I don't even know. But it'd be like fun in the moment. So I don't really be paying attention.
I told you was interesting. So you just like went over the fact that, you got evicted. Yeah. So you can't just skip over, like just say that and then not address like what happened. Like how did you become...
My mom died September 1st, 2021. And I really thought God was like going to take it easy on me because everybody loves their mom unless you had like a horrible mother, which that does happen. But like everybody loves their mom. But everybody who saw me and my mom, like they knew like those two are different. Like
Y'all
our
was close.
connection was different. Like her, like your real spouse is me. Like my dad, that's cute, but your real, like that was my boo.
Right.
So when she died, I thought God, because I didn't be like, screw God, he ain't real, I'm done with God. I didn't do that. And I thought he was like testing me so life was gonna get easier, and it didn't. I was supposed to get the extension for unemployment. I didn't. I was doing Instacart. It like dried up when she died. And then the government was doing that COVID relief.
Yeah.
And a lot of people got evicted behind that because what they were doing was they were telling you they were going to pay your rent. And so you would get a check for 6 months that was $2,000 because they didn't tell you they was only paying $300 of your rent. You didn't know until the check came. And by then, you 8 months behind in your rent. You didn't know.
Right.
So I wound up getting evicted.
That's how that went. I know. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought y'all was living like fat cats.
No. I knew 2 other people. We was one person I heard about, and then another person, we was texting each other. He was moving the same day I was because they did the same thing to him.
Wow.
They weren't telling, and I would call and say, well, how much are we getting? And they wouldn't say.
Wow.
We're still doing
Was
the
that
numbers.
your first time getting evicted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first apartment.
So your mom passed. You got evicted.
A year later, I almost lost my car.
Oh my
Because I
God.
didn't have no money. It was like one thing after the other.
But you got a brother, right?
Out. Yeah.
You didn't want to go stay with him?
Ask who I had to live with. I was in their office room. Him and his wife.
Okay.
On the air mattress, my aunt had to buy me because I didn't have no money.
Wow. So you had to start all over again from scratch.
It was, yeah. It
was a lot.
It was wild. It was
that sounds like it was crazy. Because I mean, I've been homeless before, and I've been evicted before as well. But mine was more so like I was just doing stupid stuff. So you wasn't even doing nothing stupid.
No, and that was what else made me mad. It was like, what is going on?
You was doing the right thing, doing
and
all the
still, like I was like, this is crazy.
Wow.
It was wild.
So how old was you when your mom passed?
My mom died 2021.
Were you young? You weren't young, like 18 or nothing? You was older?
I had just turned 35.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she died like, what was that, 16, 70 days after my birthday, so.
Wow, she got the number right there.
You
don't forget about stuff like that, do you? You be like, nah.
Like the worst thing that ever happened to you, that you remember. Like, you don't forget that.
I know. And they say it's supposed to get better. Like, my daughter passed away, and they said, oh, it's going to get easier. I'm like, when? Because every day I think about her. But, it doesn't hurt as bad, but it's like, it still hurts.
It still hurts.
It still hurts.
Time teaches you pain management. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't heal it. It doesn't make it go away. And when it hits, it's as intense. Like, it's not, you just learn how to manage it.
Right.
But somebody said that to me. They was like, just ride the wave. They were like, it'll come in waves. And it sounded weird, but that was the perfect way to describe it. It comes in waves.
Then you said you had got depressed and everything. And what did you do to like get out of the depression?
I make a statement that people who fight depression hate, but I have license to say it because it's me.
Okay.
So here is my experience. It never really leaves. You have to make the conscious decision every day to fight it. Mm-hmm. Because I'm the type of person, my whole life, I was just, because I be interviewing myself, and I'm very weird. I talk to myself out loud.
No, I seen in the videos you interview yourself.
It's a whole movie with me at home.
I love it though.
They would lock me up in the white coat, no lie.
Are you a Libra?
No.
What's wrong? Wait a minute, hold up now. What's wrong with a Libra?
I don't know what a Libra is.
What's your sign?
Mine is Leo.
Oh, you're a Leo. Okay.
But it never leaves. You have to make the conscious decision every day to fight it.
That's
especially
true.
When there are certain things you want. Like, for some reason, I was this weird little kid. Like, I always wanted a boyfriend since I was like in first grade. Like, I never thought kissing was gross. Never. They would kiss in movies. They would all go ill. I'd be like, well, what are you going to do on your wedding day? Like, I was weird. And those kinds of things I've never had. Like, I've had a nightmare love life. Like, it's been terrible. So when the things you want the most, like, I know I'm a boss. I know I am. Don't nobody got to tell me. I know I am. I know I'm supposed to have money. And when you still single, you still trying to figure it out and trying to struggle your way past struggling, like when the things you want most constantly evade you, in my experience, depression doesn't really leave. I'm not, my family has taken me through a bunch of changes. I don't have no whole bunch of friends. So it's a decision you have to make every day. Like, all right, I'm going to fight this today.
Spirit, like me, I look at your life as like a gas tank, right? So like in the morning, it's whatever you fill up with. Like me, I try to do like listen to a lot of spiritual stuff, positive stuff. But if you go and you go on Instagram and you watch the negative and people fighting and arguing, it's like you filling yourself up with bad stuff. You know what I mean? So like, did you do that, or did you just go right to God?
When I get up, I try to play the word out loud. So I have a lot of like books I'm in all at one time because I actually love the word of God. So like I play the word out loud, but I don't do a lot of sleeping. I guess because God thinks it's fun. I don't know why he can't talk while the sun is up. I don't know what God's thing with that is, but so I don't do a lot of sleeping, and then my mind like creatively runs all of the time. So even while the word is playing, there are some days where I'm listening to it and it's like building me up, and then there are some days it's on and I'm still like, Lord, when you gonna fix this? Like, where is you at? Like, when you gonna do something about this? So some days I lean into the spirituality and it is like washing over you, and then other days you do it because it's a muscle, and you just have to keep doing it. And then those are the days where it is imperative to still, for me it's creativity. Everybody thinks not creativity, but it's imperative for me to push myself to do something one of those days. And what sucks about depression is that nobody talks about, you could push yourself like today. Like I didn't even feel like coming today. I just didn't. Like I just wanted to just sit in the house, and I was like, you need to do this. And the crazy thing is, because I have something else to do tomorrow, I will go home and be like, Riecee, I'm proud of you. And tomorrow you wake up and you don't pick up where you left off.
Right.
You have to start all over again, like
All
telling
over.
yourself, like, we gonna do this.
He talks you out of stuff.
Yes.
It'll say, no, you don't need to go.
Yep.
You just stay right here with me. And, like, because they say misery loves company, but sometimes you do like to be by yourself because you like want to like just roll around in it.
Yeah.
You know? Did you ever get to the stage of like suicidal, like you wanted to hurt yourself or do anything like that?
I have never. This is gonna sound like BS, but it's the truth. There were times where there are a lot of days where I would be like, death would be so much easier, because it would be over. However, I've never tried to actually carry it out, because at the end of the day, I believe in me and my God so much. Like, that's what keeps me around.
Right.
Like, I have bet on me since I was a child, and I'm like, I still think it's going to pay off. But I am is problematic. Very much so.
Well, you think so. It's always somebody for somebody. It's more of like, but then you're an introvert. You don't really go out and meet nobody either.
And I said that to myself. Like, I was like,
because you think you sabotaging yourself?
I asked the Lord, I said, where am I supposed to meet these people at? I'm not going to the club.
Maybe somebody knock on your door, give you some Uber Eats or something.
I don't even answer. If you come to my house and you didn't tell me you were coming, I'm not opening
You ain't opening the door.
Like, I could look out and see it's you, and I would still not open the door.
I'm like that too, though.
That's how like my introvertedness is like I'm extreme.
Be like, you ain't called nothing.
Yeah, like you're not just gonna show because then you want me to talk to you, and I don't feel like talking.
And you ain't in no mood, exactly.
At all.
I know.
The rest of them are not really. The rest of them are usually not attractive.
They for the street.
The ones that are attractive and don't have girlfriends, they want to meet you that day. And I'm like older in my soul. Like I'm not. You could chop me up and put me in your trunk. Like I'm not coming to meet you today. Like we just started. Like who does that?
People. I know you are a designer, and we was talking about it briefly about, you designing some clothes. How many fashion shows have you done so far? I mean, it could be little. Yeah, like, I mean, is it over 20?
Probably not. It's probably around 20 because I didn't even do my first one until after my mom died.
Okay.
And then my first one was like June of 2022.
When did you know you wanted to do the fashion?
Have you heard of Dietrich Haddon? He's a gospel artist.
Yeah, he's a preacher, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I interviewed him.
Really?
Yeah. Are you talking about the one that was on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dietrich, when he was married to Demeter, well, I think they might have just split up. She had her people called my manager and was like, "We want Riecee Siren to open up for me."
Oh wow.
And I was like, I knew exactly what I wanted to wear, and so I started Googling these glasses and couldn't find them. And I was like, I could make those. And it literally started like that. It was like June of 2012, July 2012. And it started with glasses. And I was just going to keep it at glasses. Mm-hmm. And then designing started becoming... I didn't want to paint on clothes. My plan was to, like, get my stuff screen printed like everybody else. But I didn't have no money. But creativity was, like, keeping me alive. It was like CPR. Mm-hmm. So I started painting on stuff. And at first, the stuff was whack. And then I guess between Mommy dying and then June of that show, somebody called me and was like, "We want you to make a bunch of pieces." And that seems to be when I kind of like really kicked into gear. I had like a Top Cat sweatshirt, but nobody really knew who Top Cat was. I had a pink, I'm still wearing Pink Panther stuff. I had a Pink Panther shirt I did. But that was like kind of it. And then leading up to that show, they was like, "We want you to do like 20 pieces and perform." And I was like, I don't think I can do that. And then I just...
And you invested your own money into this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whose money I'm using?
No, because some people have, people that give them money.
My family does not fool with me and I don't have no friends. No.
Okay.
No money.
I mean, you're doing a good job for it just to be all on you.
It is just I assure you it is.
Do you have any tips for people that are starting off? The pause is killing me.
Because I would say don't wait. Do what you can yourself. Like I've hit spurts where people would be like hitting me up because of the pictures and stuff I posted. And it was just pictures where I took my selfie. We all got the ring light. I took it to the park, put the timer on it, and went and stood in front of it. There was one point where I had somebody willing to bring a makeup artist and do my hair for my photo shoots, and I had to tell them, like, that's just me with a ring light. Right. And people was ordering and everything.
But you look like you got a whole, look at that. You look like you got a whole and all of staff and all of that. And like,
that was at your thing. So
yeah.
I came by myself.
But I mean, the way you put stuff together is like amazing. It's crazy.
And that's what I would tell you, like, because this is all me and my ring light.
And you do your hair, your nails, makeup, everything.
I don't do my nails, but I do my hair and my makeup because I seem to have this weird look to me. Don't nobody know what to do.
I love it though.
Like I think I'm black, but then I start being like, maybe I'm not. And
maybe
I'm struggling because nobody knows what to do.
I think people don't like you.
Because when you don't like you and you see somebody who does like them, a lot of times you see what you wish you had, what you wish you were. And if you don't like you can't pay homage to somebody. This is why kids stare at me. When I come out in public, children stare because they don't know how to be jealous yet. So they
don't
feel
know what
like,
it is.
Yeah, they're like,
right.
She's like, we've seen her on TV or she's on Disney Channel
or maybe they want to be like you.
They do, and so do the adults. But the children are not jealous yet. That's something you learn.
Wow, that's
But
interesting.
the adults, no, they're horrible. Horrible.
Wow. What's the worst thing somebody like ever said to you? Did they ever come out and say anything to you like and show you? Really?
I was at the Franklin Mills Mall my hair was red and black. Like the top part was red, the bottom was black, and I had a part down the middle. This side was like spiral, the other side was straight. This black guy walked up to me. He got this close to my face. He said, "I want you to know you look a effing mess."
What?
And I looked him right in his face, and then I just kept walking.
That's
And I was
crazy.
just like, "What?
Your own kind. Yeah, it'll be your own kind. I'm trying to tell you.
It's always them.
It's always
with
your
that
own
kind
kind.
of stuff. It's them. It's us.
Wow.
Get that. I looked.
Was
at
your
him.
feelings hurt a little, or you
Yeah,
was
a
just
little
like,
bit, cause it was a man. Like you
Yeah.
a whole man
Man.
getting this close on my face to
right?
tell me you don't like how I look. Who does that?
Yeah, you would think it would be a female.
You would think it would be,
Right.
and that's what made it so like. Wow,
But these
you
men is
serious?
different. These men is different now. So like,
In fairness,
In
the
fairness.
females is true. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
no,
I
they are.
actually think men might have it worse than we do. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Chicks is like
Mhm.
it's. But
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
lot.
date chicks. I date men, so I can only speak from my
Right.
hands-on experience. It is different.
So I was watching one of your videos, and you mentioned that you cried watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Christmas joint. Is that correct? Okay. So why was you so passionate about Rudolph?
Before I changed my clothing line, before my mom died, was called Misfit Makings because of the Rudolph movie. Rudolph was different, and because of that, they hated his guts. They were very nasty to him.
Mm-hmm.
When the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, when they got in a crisis, what made him different and what y'all made fun of was what saved the day at the end of the day. And I understand that. And so I'm still waiting for my end of the day when they figure out that the thing they made fun of is the solution to the problem. So until then, I'm just biding my time. But like the Island of Misfit Toys and all that, I understand that. To me, I like cartoon movies. To me, they make more
I love
sense.
cartoons.
I get like more human stuff. Like I got enough going on. I don't want to watch a bunch of drama too. Like there's enough happening in my life. Like when I watch TV, I'm trying to escape. So
Right.
I like the cartoon stuff because it's either nostalgia or like, to me, this is way more profound than a lot of the stuff we watch. Plus, the stuff we watch be reminding me of what has happened to me.
What's
And I
going on in your life?
I prefer
I ain't
not.
gonna lie, I do like watching other people's stuff because I be like, my stuff ain't that bad.
Oh, no.
Like my stuff, I thought my stuff was bad, but your stuff is real bad. Like
It be
so,
making me more upset.
More
'cause
upset?
Yeah, because it be
toxic.
very identical. And I be like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
Or I be watching handsome men be signing up for nightmares. And I be like, and I'm alone? Like, y'all for real with this? Like,
Do you want kids?
I do.
Why you say it like that?
Because I just be announcing it.
You gotta
to
get a
God,
man
like,
first,
you
like-
know, like I want kids, and at this point, you know, I would
like,
be
hurry
considered
up.
a geriatric pregnancy at this point.
Would
So,
you adopt though if push come to shove?
I don't know. If I couldn't have my own, I would probably just
Well, you can't get.
be with my husband. Cause I have like 30 million godkids. I don't need to adopt. I could just, and half of their parents would give them to me gladly. So
Believe me, that pain ain't no joke. So I don't know. Ooh, child. What's the process of you doing your clothing? Like, how do you figure out what? Because I've never seen you wear things twice. So what's the process of that? Maybe you did. I don't never see it, but
I have mastered the art of, all you gotta do is believe something. You can make people believe anything. Y'all just think y'all not saying in the same clothes.
Okay. You're doing a damn good
I
job, cuz.
assure you've seen these jeans, you've seen this hat. Now this shirt doesn't come out so much, but no, I wear all my stuff all the time. The trick of it is my hair is never the same, and probably my makeup is not the same, and that's enough. And I'll pair it with something different. But yeah, you can see my clothes.
Do you like the thrift stores?
No, because I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm trying to get into it. But
I love thrift stores. This is a thrift.
It's too big, and I don't want to go through every
You don't got
hanger.
to.
I do, and
No.
then I have trouble seeing the potential in the clothes.
No,
like,
it's
it's
but
hard.
you know, no. You had mentioned that you knocked your tooth out somewhere in the video.
I know which one you're talking about.
You see, I do my research, right?
That was March of last year. I was trying to pull up this girl I know. She was having a baby and she had grew out of clothes, so she was giving them to me. And it was this dress. I thought the dress came up on your shoulders, and instead it was like this. And so I went to pull it up, and when I went to pull, my hand slipped and did
and you
like
punch
that.
yourself.
And I cracked my tooth. And
wow.
I was like, that's crazy. But after my mom died, like, my teeth started falling out everywhere. It was like crazy.
What?
Did
they say why?
No, I only went to the dentist because then I kept getting. When did I go? I went in November, 2024, till I can get a plan in place because I'm getting ready to have to do something. I'm too young. I'm not getting dentures. I'm too cute for that. I'm just not, and no man's gonna.
They gonna be like, nah.
Just sitting on the dresser like.
I'm not
doing that. And I literally said that to them. I said, I'm too pretty and I'm too young.
Right.
I said, I don't even have kids. Like, no. So, but no. And it just, my teeth like always gave me trouble, but they didn't start falling out till my mom died. And then last year, I had the nerve to punch one of them out. I was like,
my God.
this is crazy. That thing hurt too.
I was like, wait, was she punched herself?
Yup. Pulling that dress, and when I pulled it, my hand went up, and I hit right over here, and it broke right in half.
Wow.
I couldn't believe that.
I know you was crying.
I wasn't crying, but I was.
Well, so you didn't even cry or nothing. Like, that would have cried. That would have hurt.
It did hurt.
Wow.
You
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You get to the point where I don't know, you get a numbness. Like, you feel it, but you just be like, yeah,
you
whatever.
were so mad that,
yes.
I got you.
I was mad.
What's the most exciting thing that happened in your music career? No, you don't got nothing?
When I made iTunes top 100 new releases for 2 of my songs.
Okay.
Gravity made it for new R&B releases for it was on there for 4 days. That was cool. And then I did it again for Loyal. It was on iTunes top 100 hip hop releases, but that was on a day. Hip hop is way more competitive than R&B. But it was only on there a day, but I was super proud of that. The downside of that was 2015 maybe, and I haven't done it since. So when you put out stuff and you already did something, you don't even get back to that, that can mess with your mind.
Yeah.
So that's the
because you're trying to beat yourself.
Yeah, you're trying to build on
I know.
And now you're to a degree, you feel like you're failing because it's not going. Yeah, it can be tricky. But I was there. I don't want to downplay anything, but I really I was super proud of that. I was the first person in my family, to put stuff.
So there's other people in your family that's musically inclined. Yeah,
half my family.
Well, I know your mom was in a church and everything. Her name was Karen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother sing a rap.
You do? He plays instruments too.
He plays bass. He plays drums. Yeah.
You play any instruments?
Not yet. I actually have an idea for an invention so that I can play a certain instrument with my nails.
You look like you could play the piano though.
That's what my mom played. I probably should have been able to, but I feel like I'm too old for that now.
What?
Because that's piano is more intricate, and I don't know. I feel like this ain't the age to pick that up. But
it's only as much as you think it. Though, you set yourself up for that. No,
sure.
You can play at any age, though.
Sure, you can, but I don't want to
even
start
online.
At any age.
So, how did you come up with the name for your clothing design? And how do you say it again? Because I didn't want to mess it up.
Legend Rose.
Legend.
Okay. So it was Misfit Makings, which was the Rudolph thing. Legend Rose, after my mom died, I really wanted to call it Linus Girl. Because I used to tell my mom, like, if I was going to a family function, I would only go and sit next to her. Like, I wouldn't sit next to nobody else. I sit next to my mom, that was it. So I called her my security blanket. So I wanted to call it Linus Girl, but I didn't want the issues with the Peanuts and Charlie Brown.
Right.
Her middle name is Rose. And then I just spelled legend phonetically because she really was a legend. Anybody who knew her and wasn't jealous of her knows that. So I just took the phonetic spelling of legend, which is with a J, and then put her middle name with it, and it's Legend Rose.
That's deep. Are you? Why you laughing?
Good, not really.
I mean, the way you broke it down to me, I felt like it was deep.
Well, that's good.
Well, so you originally from Jersey?
Yes.
Okay. What part of Jersey?
I was born at Underwood Memorial Hospital. I was born in Woodbury, but I've lived. Well, I'm not in Sicklerville now, but I lived in Sicklerville.
I love Sicklerville.
Majority of my life. I'm in Lindenwold now, which is not far.
Okay. Yeah, I used to live in Sicklerville, Williamstown. You know I'm from Jersey, right?
No.
I'm from Vineland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've been here 20 years. 20 years.
I used to
I'm originally from Jersey.
I used to
Philly don't like that though. Who are some artists that you are intrigued with in the industry?
Like were inspirations, or you mean like
music
right now?
wise? Music wise.
Yeah, you mean like that were inspirations
right now or old?
Right now?
Old, new.
Cause I be trying to tell the truth without telling all of it, so I don't get in trouble.
Well, you gonna tell the truth?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I just gotta figure out how to tell the truth.
You can't just
you gotta be tactical.
Why?
Because I would hate for my shit to be get ready to come in, and then I get on here and say some craziness, and then get blackballed.
Just say who you like. Not who you don't like. Who you like.
No, but that takes time because
you know who you
they're
like.
identical. Believe it or not, I don't really listen to. You want to know who I'm gonna tell you who I like. It's gonna sound really weird.
No, it wouldn't.
I really like Fetty Wap.
Okay.
Weird as that sounds.
What's wrong with that?
I don't like, because I don't think people listen to Fetty Wap anymore.
I mean, they did. I don't think they do it now, but
that's
they
what
did.
I mean.
Right.
I don't like everything because sometimes he sounds super high and drunk. However, the melodies that he comes up with, I feel like he's borderline genius. I'm a big Fetty Wap fan. I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan. Okay. I had some people used to call me like the female Kendrick, which I thought was like super, super dope. I don't know. He's so lyrically elite now.
Do you still consider yourself the female Gotti? John Gotti.
John Gotti?
Mm-hmm, you said that in one of your videos.
I said I'm the female John Gotti?
Uh-huh. You said you consider yourself the John Gotti. A female version.
I had to be saying something else. I have to see that video.
Yeah, I was just like, where is she getting that from?
I was the female John Gotti.
Mm-hmm. You sure did. As far as music goes, I know you had mentioned that you said you could have been signed. Did you have labels looking at you, and if so, who?
Mm-hmm. I don't want to say, because some things I was told and I didn't get to like see with my own eyes.
Okay.
I can say, I know Ty Scott was from the gospel angle of it. I know Warner Brothers was, and then right before the pandemic, there were 3 that are known that were
3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That were supposed to be looking at me. I don't want to say, because again, I didn't like physically see the emails. I didn't see the text messages.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the call, so you don't want to say. There's one of the songs I put out, from my understanding, a major female rap artist called for that song. From my understanding, they called like twice in one day and didn't call back because I was getting my number together because I was gonna let her have the song. I didn't care. I was ready to get paid.
Right.
I was invited to a writing session for one of the major female rappers. So I've had some things on the table.
Okay.
It can be a fast moving industry.
Of course.
Like they call you and then don't call back, or they call you, but if you're not willing to do it exactly how they want you to do it, then it can be so it's a tricky thing.
You know, I used to be a rapper too, right?
Did you?
Yeah.
Why'd you stop?
Stop because fun? I got into this. I got distracted. And then
this ain't distracting.
Well, this is because it moved so fast and I got popular. I was already popular rapping,
right?
But it just because it wasn't that many internet radio shows around at that time, so like it just moved so fast. And next thing you know, I'm not in the studio. I'm not doing nothing.
But this is probably sometimes it can be interesting. Sometimes
now it's a billion podcasts and stuff. But like back then when I started 19 years ago, it was like maybe 5. You know, especially in this area, like in the tri-state area, it was like nobody.
Yeah, sometimes what you think is like the passion will lead you to like what you really supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. So, like this whole building is nice. The studio you have here is nice. So I wouldn't call that. You got sponsors and stuff, not for nothing, but. Yeah. I might give up rapping too if I no cash.
But at the time, because everything was moving so fast, like you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like I'm blowing up, people. I'm getting paid. And next thing you know, I'm not in the studio. I'm not doing no music. My stuff is still online or whatever. But I just.
Did you rap under fire? Was that your name?
Fire Chick.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. But I was a rapper before, and so I was signed twice. And I was songwriting too. Mm-hmm. And then I just kind of poof.
I wish I would have tried to break into songwriting first. I think
songwriting is more money.
I think
definitely
that would have been better. And it again, these are conversations I didn't sit in on. They just brought them back to me. But
you can still do it.
I think, but there are certain doors that seem to be harder for me to get in now because it's like a jealousy thing with other artists. Whereas if I just would have started out writing, because it would have looked like I was just trying to be a wallflower, that's not a threat. Mm. But a chick who is talented and cute and, you know.
But you know, people are going to dislike you all the time no matter what you do.
But I didn't know it was like this in music. Like, I just thought, like.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought if the song I wrote is dope and you like it, you just take it. I didn't think you would be looking at is she cuter than me and like I didn't know. So if I could like start over again, I just would have tried to write first. Like I would have. That's a better, easier way to get.
Some people even go under somebody else, like a whole name. Yes. How long have you been an artist?
I think I put my EP out in 2012. I think I started doing my solo thing because I was in a group. And
what's the group name?
It was a gospel rap group. It was Renewed Disciples. We was like super rowdy. We was getting put out of churches.
What? Rowdy, not you.
Yeah. Cause the same way I perform like everywhere you see me, I do that in church. Like I'm me. So
now what?
Matrix.
Yeah, you told them. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, and I did that when I was in the group with them. When we would do a certain song, I would do that.
That's how I know you coming. I'd be like, she do that little back song.
I used to do it everywhere.
I love it when you do it.
I'm getting older now though. I don't know.
The
like,
back is cracking.
But I went solo. In 2012, I started doing solo stuff. So I guess I've been doing this like 13 years, I guess.
Do you have any favorite gospel singers? You're going to be like, no.
No, I mean, that's what I grew up with. We weren't allowed to listen to hip-hop and R&B. Like, my house was saved. Like, you was not, So, I'm a huge Marvin Winans fan.
Okay.
His sister Debbie Winans was one of my favorite singers. because I couldn't sing high. Like, I used to be like an alto tenor, like alto 2, tenor 1, which is hilarious because now people think I'm like a soprano, but like I had no range whatsoever. Singers, I really love Tata Vegas. I would prefer to sit and think about what I'm gonna say, because then I'll get home and be like, dang man, like I didn't say them, but I grew up on like the Winans, BB and CC Winans, Debbie and Angie Winans, Commission. Like I grew up on all of the cutting edge gospel. That's why my music sounds the way it does. I'm a continuation of what I came up on. The problem is now nobody does that, so now I just look like, so I'm like this mixture of Commission, the Winans, and then you put
but
in
that's
Mary,
good
Mary,
though.
and then like Lauryn Hill. Like I'm in a little bit of Kendrick, and you. That's where I'm at, and they're like, "Well, what is this?"
Different. So, how would you describe your music and your style?
I make the statement, my music is the diary of a chosen person. In other words, because I have to explain to people why it doesn't sound like typical gospel, because they're quick to try to crucify you and say you're not saved, which I could live with, but because I also gotta preach, I have to make sure I stay within my parameters. But I think my music, I tell people I'm like the maniac version of Lauryn Hill. Like everybody, like when you have kids and you see the next level of stuff, like it's supposed to be better than the generation before. So I'm like this generation's Lauryn Hill meets Missy Elliott, because I think as a creative icon, I think she's the greatest icon I've ever seen. That's just me. That's how I see Missy. I think I'm a cross between like a Kendrick, a Missy, and a Lauryn Hill, and if you put it all together, that's what I am, or an extension of Commission and Mary and Deidre Cass.
I love
just like the evolution of those things. But my music's the diary of a chosen person. It's the processing of somebody who loves God, but is still very, very human. So this is why you get songs about me being lonely and songs about breakups, because that happens to me too. And I'm not going to not talk about it, because that is also what has kept me out of jail, is because I wrote a song about it instead of going to people's houses. So my music is just, it's the process of it. You're hearing somebody talk about life or their hurt or their pain with the perspective of, all right, this is how you want me to handle it. Like, this God, how do you want me to do it? So if I get my heart broke, I personally don't want to go sleep with 4 other guys. That's just like, that's not a good time to me. And that's not, so I'm trying to process it. And what you hear is like the whole therapy session with me and music. So that, if that answers the question, that's how I would describe it.
Okay. Where can they find your music and everything?
As far as I know, I'm everywhere. It's on Spotify, and I created a Spotify account just for that. I ain't played one song on Spotify ever. I didn't even know what that was. Spotify, iTunes. It's supposed to be on Amazon, but I was trying to find it the other day.
It's supposed to be.
Amazon Music. I was like, is it on here? I think it's ever like Deezer, they be saying it.
It's on everything.
And it's on everything.
Okay.
I got another, Father was January. It Won't Lose, which is more gospel-y, but still very hood. That one should be out around April. I'm going back in the studio next Tuesday, I think.
Okay.
They'll work on it some more, so.
But the single now is Introvert, or is it Policeman, Mr. Policeman?
Last single was Bothered. I put that out January of this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Introvert was before that in October. I hadn't put anything out since my mom was alive, since February of 2021. It was Mr. Policeman. Mm-hmm. So I hadn't put out music in 3 years. It was wild. So I finally did in October, and I did in January. I'm actually going to put out an album. I've not put out an album.
Well, what you waiting for? Well, now you a little bit more clear-minded to do it, right?
And I have somebody who is just like, I'm gonna be honest with you. This road, you either gonna have a lot of money or you gonna need people that believe in you. And I got a brother, Keith. Keith Keys is his name on Instagram. Keith was like, Reese, you need to do this out. And I was like, Keith, my money. And he was like, I'm not worried about that. He's producing it. He's mixing it. Like, Keith is doing everything. It's his studio. And he was like, you worry about, you can pay me when we doing these shows and touring, getting this money.
That's
he was
right.
Like, till then, just come to the studio. That's the only reason y'all getting this album. No lie. If I had to like really push, and a lot of people do a lot of fronting and lying. I'm not gonna front and lie because you got people ready to off themselves because they think they the only one struggling. Right. Like they need to know somebody else is like it's hard.
It is hard.
But I got Keith believes in me, and so Keith was like, "You just come." And because of that, y'all are finally about to get an album. Otherwise, no. Wouldn't be getting nothing. I'm single with bills. I live in New Jersey. The rent is ridiculous. Like, no, you wouldn't be getting anything. No.
One last thing you want to tell everybody that's tapping in about you.
About me. I don't know.
Tap into the music right now.
Yeah, tap into
there
the
music.
You go. Check out the Legend Rose. I got a separate page for my business. Although I cross them sometimes, but just check that out. I paint too, so you get some of that stuff on there, like some canvas stuff. But just stay tuned.
She do everything, y'all.
A little bit.
I love it. She's super creative. All right, Airitoutradio is the queen of internet radio. Riecee, make sure y'all tap into her. Check out her website. And she's super talented. Hopefully we can get her to join the Performance Battle League. You know what I mean? Air It Out Radio smack. Air It Out Radio.